everyone, Dave here again. It is the first week of November, which is absolutely amazing. It is 67 degrees at, I'm going to call it 11 o'clock in the morning. It is a Saturday, and I'm really thinking that this is going to be one of the last days I'll be able to ride for 2022. So I wanted to at least do a recap of the year and how I think things went. It's been a great year. Got a lot of miles, went a lot of places. Going to bring down the shield because it's really windy today. They're talking about 50-mile-per-hour gusts. Right now, I would say it's more like 20-25 miles an hour, so it's not too bad. I think the gusts are going to get stronger later as storms move in. So anyway, started off the year with purchasing an Ultimate brand seat for this motorcycle, and I've put probably 5,000 miles on it this year, and the seat is still as good as the day I put it on. It is amazing. It's very comfortable. I'm very pleased. The only thing I didn't like about it, it was horrendously expensive, but I guess you have to pay for that kind of an item for this kind of a motorcycle. And as far as I know, they're pretty expensive for just about every motorcycle. Seats are not cheap, especially when you're getting them custom, or in this case it was just a replacement. It wasn't really custom. They only really wanted to know my height and weight. So I really enjoyed the seat. I can't rave about the Ultimate seat enough. It is the mid-rider. Clay has the tall boy because he's taller. I'm 5'10" on a good day, so this seat is perfect for me. With Clay being well over 6 feet, the tall boy was perfect for him. So what else have I done? I bought Bon Armor clothing, quite a bit of it actually. I bought a Kevlar mesh type style jacket. It's not mesh on the outside, but it's kind of mesh on the inside, and it's got their CE2 body armor in it. It's pretty advanced body armor, which I like a lot. So that was the first thing I got, and then I went into and purchased the riding shirts for my trip south in July, and I wanted those mesh shirts, which are very, very light comparing to the just any other kind of shirts, and they have the CE2 body armor in those shirts too. But I also bought these summer riding pants, which are basically, the best way to describe those is I would call them tights with body armor built into them, and you wear them underneath your jeans. I like those so much that I actually got the all-weather riding pants, which are similar, except they're more on the level of thermal underwear, thermal type pants that go underneath your jeans. And I rode them, wore them rather, on a day, went out to Kinzu Dam and Kinzu Bridge State Park when it was cooler, and kept me plenty warm. I was not cold. So I've got 2 sets of riding pants, 2 sets of riding shirts for summer, although I could wear them underneath any jacket and they would be just fine. And I've got the Bon Armor jacket, which it's a concealed carry jacket. I don't care about that at all. I mean, that doesn't mean anything to me, but it's nice and thick, comfortable. I like it. So that was really good. So that was really about all the purchases I made this year, with the exception of down below here. You'll see that there's some wind wings, as they call them, and they block the wind from my hands, from the tips of my hands, because the tips are what really get cold on days, because there's nothing to protect those. I've got heated grips, which are great for the inside of the hands, but the outside of the hands, it doesn't work so well. So I got those to try them out. I love them. I had something similar on my other Gold Wing, my second Gold Wing. This is my third. So I do like those wind wings. They're very nice, and I can turn them and they will divert air inside. So it should blow quite a bit of air on me in the summertime. So we'll see what that's like next year. Looking forward to all of that. So did a lot of riding. Let me see if I can figure out here how many miles I've got on the bike. 29,617 miles. I don't think I'm going to hit 30,000 by the end of the year. It's possible. I don't think I'm going to put 400 miles on the bike today. But the other thing that I did was quite a bit of my own maintenance, which is different. I don't normally work on my vehicles, but the cost is getting so crazy that some of the jobs on this bike take multiple hours to do, and one of those was the air filter change out. And I did that after purchasing some videos from Cruise Man, who's a Goldwing video blogger on YouTube and Vimeo. He's got a website. He does some really great productions. So I like those, and those videos got them on sale, and then I've been using them as references to doing work on the bike, and they're outstanding. It's the 2018 plus Goldwing maintenance videos if you're doing a search for those, and they're amazing. They're really good. There's another gentleman out there by the name of Fred Harmon that does some, and his are good as well. I just happen to go with the Cruise Man style videos, and I've been pleased with those. So I changed out the air filter, which turned out to be a 4 to 5 hour job, because literally you're taking just about the entire top of the bike apart. I mean, there was very little left by the time I got everything off to get to the air filter. So it was eye-opening. Scraped fingers and knuckles and so forth, but I got it done, put everything back together, everything fit. I had no extra parts, which is a plus, and that worked well. One of the other things I did was I changed my final drive gear oil, which is referring to a U-turn in the middle of the road. Nice job, UPS. Huh. Wow. What an idiot. I don't know that that's legal on this road, Route 20. Anyway, change of final drive oil, which is for the drive shaft from the transmission to the rear wheel. Had not done that before. Followed the instructions, bought all the stuff, have new gear oil in, and did that before my trip. So that was really good. I got new Bridgestone tires on the bike. I did not do the tires. I let my mechanic do that. I don't have the equipment to do it, nor do I want to try that. So I've got, I'm going to call it maybe 6,000–7,000 miles on the Bridgestone tires. They feel really good. Not sure how much more they're going to go. I'm looking at longevity to see just how well they go. Sport bike tires generally 5,000 to 6,000 miles from what I've heard. The harder compounds for a touring bike, even the Harley Davidsons, they should be somewhere between 8,000 and 12,000 miles. There are people who have reported getting 15,000 to 18,000 miles on a set of tires. I'm calling bullshit on that one. You know, maybe they are, maybe they're 100 pounds and they don't do a whole lot of hard riding in corners or anything like that, so I just don't see it. I don't see how it's possible. But use is different for everybody. I generally am getting around 11,000 to 13,000 miles, and that's not bad. So let's see, what else have I done? Oh, I changed the oil on the bike for the first time. I bought all the stuff. Went down to Just for Fun Honda, and I said, hey, what's your weight on getting an oil change done? And he said, oh, probably about the 1st of November. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. Oh, Goldwing, you can ride it at any time of the year. Well, I didn't know that the first week of November was going to be like this today. Gorgeous. So I said to heck with that, and I bought the stuff at their parts got everything that I needed, ordered a few other things from Wing Stuff, and Clay and I changed the oil. It was not bad. I was very impressed that it was accessible. It was good to go. I liked it, so no complaints whatsoever on that. So the bike, the oil change is actually fairly recent, so it's good to go for storage. In fact, I got the bike out of the garage today and I had the battery tender on it already, because you just don't know with this time of year when's the last day you're going to ride. It would be spectacular if I had a day in December to get the bike out, but I have a rule of thumb: once they throw salt, I'm not getting the bike back out. Just not going to happen. It's going to sit until spring, after we get a good downpour or 3 to get the salt washed off the roads. Then I'll get it back out again. I'm dreading winter, to be honest with you, because well, quite frankly, I enjoy riding. It's my passion, and I enjoy it so much that it's a huge part of my life. Without it, I would be kind of miserable. I'm not looking forward to that day in the future when I'm going to have to park this, because I just can't physically do it anymore. I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but I'm not even close to the bridge. Don't even see it in sight, I hope. So this is big for me, and in the winter time I'm not going to be able to ride it, and people joke, say, oh, just go out in the garage and sit on it. Okay, yeah, if I were 10 years old and I needed that fix, I suppose I could do that, but just not the same, of course. I have no hesitation getting it out on a day like today, where it's very windy, there's leaves everywhere. It happens to be that this week is in the several week window when deers are rutting quite a bit. Deers, I guess that's deer. So I'm on the lookout, believe me. They're gonna pop out of nowhere and anywhere. I'm just hoping I don't see any today. So I'm on my way to Clay's. The plan is that we're going to ride the bikes down to Middlefield. We're going to have lunch at Mary Yoder's, and I don't know what we're going to do after that. We'll head south somewhere and hopefully stay off of the really back roads. 84 here is what I'm on in Geneva, and that's borderline at this point for a road that I want to be on, but there are plenty of houses that maybe a deer won't pop out and surprise me. But some of the back roads on the way to Clay's house, I've got some concerns. I will keep my eyes peeled. So the training season for Motorcycle Ohio at Lakeside High School is over. It ended at the end of September, roughly. I think it was the first couple days in October, and I think the season went pretty well, considering we had to cancel a number of classes due to lack of instructors. So I do encourage anyone that's a rider and been a rider for 3 years, if you want to be an instructor and join the club, I can hook you up. There's a process, a vetting process to go through to see if it's something you're interested in before you even go into the portion of taking the classes. And I think there's it's like a $75, $100 fee, I think, for the class, the training. You get that back when you go through and start making money as an instructor. I mean, that was a no-brainer. It was not a big deal. It pays $27 an hour to be an instructor, so I'm really pleased with it all, and still doing it, and I'll continue to do it as long as I can physically do that as well. The reality is I'm getting older, and I've decided I'm not going to color my hair anymore and try to look younger. I'm going to look my age. Started to grow a goatee, and it's coming in, I'm going to say 90% white, gray, whatever you want to call it. There's still some lingering brown, blackish hairs that are coming in, but they're few and far between. It is what it is. So, yeah, don't want to say, maybe I will. I'm embracing it. It's a fact. I'm not going to be able to skirt it. Yeah, I'm not a Hollywood type that's going to what are you doing here? Are you turning? Oh, hey, thanks for the heads up. Appreciate it. So I'm going to embrace getting older and not going to do the Hollywood nip and tuck stuff and changing everything so that I can continue to look like I'm 40. I don't know that I want to look like I did when I was 40. Okay, anyway. So, as I said, it is an absolutely gorgeous day. I'm going to be very cautious on everything that I do today because there's a lot of stuff going on. People are out enjoying the weather as I am. People are doing yard work. They're blowing leaves everywhere. And deer. Deer are going to be extremely active, so I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, as I said. So what else can I talk about to close the year out? It's been pretty fun. I finished my first year back at ChromaFlow, which is now known as Vibrance Technologies, and it's into 3 business units. You could call it 3 divisions. The business unit that I am in is Color Solutions. And that's basically all of the ChromaFlow business and a small piece of another one of the business units, which would be Prince or Faro. So 3 companies were brought together to form Vibrance Technologies. I am the logistics specialist for Color Solutions. We've gone through a whole quoting and bid process for carriers for next year. And that was pretty entertaining, actually. It was a lot of work, a lot of fun, and enjoyed that process. So we're in the process of informing the carriers who got what, who didn't get what, so forth and so on, and we'll get those everything set up for them for December, sometime in December anyway. So it's a slow going process also, which is good. If it goes too fast, you feel like you're losing control and you don't quite have your hands around what's going on. So that's all good. We're going to be covering international movements, warehousing. There's a lot of other things that need to be taken into consideration as we move along and we start to continue to become one large company, as they say. So looking forward to where all of that adventure takes me. So I'm now heading towards Harper's Field. This is definitely going to be heads up territory. So I'm going to keep the camera on just because in case something might happen, knock on wood, I can at least have it recording. Like I said, this is going to be a bit of a unnerving ride on this road. There's a lot of deer that could pop out, and the speed limit being 55, I'm probably going to favor more towards 50, just to give me a little bit extra, just in case. This intersection here is bad enough, which I hear is going to become a roundabout. Alright, I'm going to try and get a gander over towards the Harper's Field Bridge, which isn't there. It's been removed. It's gone. They are redoing both sections of the bridge. I don't know how much of it I got on camera, but nothing there. As I say, I'm going to favor 50. What do? I speed up to 55. I just get into a comfort zone where, you know, you get that feel of what speed you're going and it's comfortable on the bike and so forth, and you forget. So now we're getting in the danger zone. I'm going to head over to, I think it's Cold Springs Road. Generally there's a little bit less deer on that road, for whatever reason. River Road, there's a lot, so I'm just going to stay off of that. I just can't get over this. It's 71 degrees in November. Now there is a storm front coming through, and it's a pretty big cold front, so temperatures may drop off like 30-40 degrees. Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it is that time of year, so sunny lanes. I came to the realization last night that just about every place that I've ever bowled in my bowling career is gone. Sunny Lanes, I did bowl a league there. I bowled one in Jefferson, I bowled one in Conneaut, but Kings Lanes, St. Angelo Lanes, Lakeshore Lanes, they're gone. And it's really pretty sad. Lakeshore Lanes caught fire and was a total loss, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't know if there is a future or what. It's a whole sad situation because that bowling alley had been around since, I believe, 1952. And I spent a lot of hours in that place. Okay, here we go, kids. And I will be careful here as well, because there's not much to block deer from me here. Just gorgeous. One thing I noticed this year is it seems like there really hasn't been a lot of wind. It seems like the leaves are coming off of the trees and they're just falling to the ground, and that's where they lay. I noticed it in my driveway. I noticed it at work, that just all kinds of leaves piling up. I was really afraid to ride the motorcycle to work because the parking lot was completely covered with leaves, and there's a couple little turns I have to take in order to park the bike, and I'm thinking, geez, that's all I need to do is hit those leaves and take the bike down in the parking lot while I'm going, 5 miles an hour. Jeez, that'd be embarrassing, especially since I'm an instructor and all. So, not saying it would have happened or anything, but you've got to weigh the risks when you're riding. And one of those risks that I'm flirting with today is the potential for deer to cross paths with me, especially on a road like this. So leaves out in the road I'm not as concerned about, because we did get a bit of wind overnight, and for the most part the leaves are pretty clear from the roads, so there's not a lot of wet leaves building up anywhere. If they were wet and all over the roads, there's no way I'd be doing this. To me, wet leaves on the road are far more dangerous than grass clippings. I'm not sold on that whole grass clippings thing, or will take you down. I suppose if it's thick enough it can do it, but anything on the road that's thick enough could cause problems. Mud, stones, gravel. It doesn't have to be just grass clippings. Okay, so I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be heading to Clay's house. So I'm probably going to shut this down, and I will bring it back on here as we head towards Middlefield. So I'm going to do some type of wonderful little video effect to make it mash over to heading down to Middlefield. So I will see you shortly. Okay, well, we're back on the road. Just left Clay's house, and Clay and Melissa are on the motorcycle behind me. So that's another first for this year. New thing is that Melissa started riding the motorcycle on occasion with Clay, which is nice. So The only thing missing is I don't have a permanent passenger. I'm gonna sound like Eeyore. Someday I will find someone who enjoys being on the back of a motorcycle and getting the fresh air and enjoying the scenery, and it's really fun to explore by motorcycle. So we'll be heading down 528 to Middlefield and the Marioters. We should get there right around noontime-ish. I don't know, I think it takes 15 minutes to get down there. So I'm going to wrap up my last motorcycle video of the year in the time it takes to get there. It's been fun, and I appreciate the people that do watch this video series. I mean, it's not the most entertaining thing in the world. I don't have another GoPro where I can actually aim it towards me and you can see me in the seat riding. I mean, some people do that for their video blogs. I don't know the purpose or point of that. It just gives you another view. I'd rather you see what I see. You see what happens when my head turns and swivels, and look at the VW bus. Ooh, nice. So, absolutely gorgeous day. And again, I do appreciate everyone that takes the time to at least watch some of these. Don't even do it. Deer should worry about people not paying attention to motorcycles. It is a little bit unusual for a motorcycle to be out in November, but hey, we are out. Pay attention. Not rocket science. Look both ways. So what's happening at the theater? We did one acts, a collection of one acts, and it was called Prism, and it was all from one starting point, which was kind of neat. Every one act used the same set. It turned out really well, and I think people were overall pleased with it. So okay, we're now working on a show for the holidays. The theater has one boiler installed. The old boiler was removed, and the purchase is around 2 boilers, where one will be a primary and the other one will kick in on extra cold days. And I think you can switch which one's the primary and which one's the secondary. But both of the boilers showed up, but one of them was damaged, could not be installed. So they had to send that one back, and they're waiting for the new second one to show up. We should have heat within the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping. I don't know why they don't hook up the one that's already installed. They don't have all the piping and everything hooked up to it because they're waiting for the other boiler. But we are planning on having a holiday show. It's a original show written by Clay, and it's going under the title Christmas versus Carol, and it's really entertaining. It's a modern take on the Christmas Carol story. A female character is going to be the Scrooge part, so that's pretty neat. We have it fully cast now, I believe. We're going to find out tomorrow if we can fill the last part. A person's coming to read for it, and we'll see what kind of interest there is. And then we can announce the entire cast, which would be nice. But we've already begun rehearsing with the people that we do have. So Clay and I are co-directing. So we'll see how this all works out. It's going to be an entertaining show, so we'll have something for the holiday. Give back to the community for a nice Christmas entertaining story. My daughter, it was just announced yesterday that she's going to be in Cinderella at the Ashtabula Arts Center. She's absolutely thrilled to death with it. I'm happy for her. I'm not a musical type person, so God bless her. She's got the voice, I don't. She's got a singing voice, I've got the voiceover voice, or the radio voice, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful downtown Thompson, Ohio. I love it. November 5th. Wasn't sure what the day was. So thank you, sign, for telling me it's November 5th. Alrighty. And leaving gorgeous downtown Thompson. I just can't get over this. Other than being a little bit breezy, this is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So what are your plans for the winter? Let me know in the comments, or put them on Facebook underneath my post with this video link there. I'll continue to work on theater projects. I'll probably get some stuff that needs done for Motorcycle Ohio, because there will be things that need taken care of to get ready for next season and the new fiscal year, which starts in July of next year. So I've got to go through the budgeting process and get that all squared away. Paperwork and everything for next year's classes. Probably watch a lot of television. Have some shows that are my go-tos. Try to see some movies. There hasn't been very good movies coming out in the last couple of years. Ready Player One was fantastic. I can't remember what the other one was that's kind of like that. There were two movies that were really cool like that, and I can't remember the name of the other one. Okie doke. South on 528. So this tank of fuel, I'm getting an average of 46.8 miles per gallon. That's not too shabby. I'll take it. It's going to bother me, the name of that other movie now. So probably at the end of today, I will fill this up, top it off, put it back in the garage, tuck it away. I need to get the Mustang over to the gas station and fill it up so it's topped off. I will probably put some fuel something or other in with the Mustang. I will not do it for the motorcycle though. I have never put a fuel additive in for the motorcycle, and I'm, knock on wood again, I haven't had any problems. It's not carbureted, it's fuel injected, and I'm sure there will be a little bit of buildup here and there, you know, condensation, moisture. But in my past experience with fuel injected motorcycles, it doesn't take long for that to work its way out. Battery tender is huge though, it really is. I do have a new battery on the motorcycle this year. So I want to make sure that the maintainer, the battery tender, keeps it in good health. I'll probably put some treatment on the seat here of the motorcycle. And there's some other little thing that I want to do so that I don't get a surprise where critters are making winter home on top of my air filter again. So I've got a couple little tricks I'm going to try, see if it helps at all. So yeah, it's been a nice little gorgeous day so far. We're going on 11:45. Not much leaves to see. Most of them have come down. There's a little bit of color here and there. I'm glad that we got over to Kinzua Dam and Kinzua Bridge State Park when we did. It was about the peak week. Well, you know what? I don't have a whole lot more I can talk about, so my option here is to just come up with things to talk about, let you see the last ride of the year, see how things look here in Geauga County. Which I'll just leave it on. It'll do some recording. Because the other option is I just shut it down and call it a day, which is very likely here momentarily as we get into Montville. Don't forget to get out and vote. Exercise your right to vote. Let your voice be heard. I personally don't care one way or another how you vote. I kind of do, but I prefer you just exercise your right to vote. Go out and vote. I'll be glad when that's over with and all these political signs can come down. Okay, downtown Montville. And there it was. We're out. Okay. I've already voted. I did a mail-in ballot, an absentee ballot. There are people that don't believe in it. I've had luck with it. The county website does have a record that they received my ballot, so I have to believe that it's there. I do believe that there are some election games that are being played by both sides, either side. People who see getting an advantage by doing so, but I think it happens in more populous areas than it does in a place like here. I just don't see that as something that what are the little places around here going to do? to influence any major elections. You want to believe, you want to have faith that the systems work. And I know some of them are broke. A lot of them are broke. But you hope that things balance out and even out. Yeah, not much in the way of leaves. So color's pretty much gone. At least there's green. We haven't gotten to complete winter mode where everything's either snowy or brown. It's just lack of color for months where everything's just white or brown. It's just so depressing. It's beautiful at the beginning, you know, for the change of season, but then, you know, I'm over it after a few weeks. Done with it. Don't need it anymore. Don't want it anymore. I guess I don't mind the snow so much. It's the bitter cold. You can't get away from bitter cold. You can do stuff with snow. Move it, pile it up, drive over top of it, kick it, throw snowballs. Can't do that when it's 5 below. Can't throw the temperature away. Can't plow it, can't throw salt on it. So I'm hoping for a winter that does have a little bit of cold in it, but not long stretches. Alright, so we're maybe about 10 minutes away from Mary Yoder's. I'm going to shut this down and call it a year of motorcycle videos. Appreciate everyone that's been watching. Appreciate everyone that enjoys seeing the whole motorcycle thing and enjoys the riding. And you know, it's been a great year. So if you're a rider, I hope it's been a great year for you. I know it'll be a long winter. We'll get over it. We'll get through it. Riding season will come back again next year. If you're not a rider, you might want to think about riding. Take a class, Lakeside High School. You have to sign up on the Motorcycle Ohio website out of Columbus and join us. Join the ranks of being a motorcycle rider. It really is a lot of fun. You do have to stay on your toes and pay attention, because things, people, vehicles, you name it, they aren't watching for us. They'd much rather see what's happening on their phone. I'm really glad that if I need to do that, I've got hands free in front of me. All I have to do is glance down and I can see if anyone has sent me a text message or anything. So with that, I'm going to close it out. Thanks for a great 2022, and I will see you again next year with some of these motorcycle videos. Dave's Motorcycle Adventures. We'll figure out where that will all take me. See you again soon.